Joined by Congressman-elect Pat Fallon, Republican from the great state of Texas. Congressman, you say you are ready to vote for McCarthy on one condition. What is that one condition?
Well, I've been supporting Kevin for the last six votes, I guess, Stuart, and thanks for having me on. And what I would like to see is us honor our conference vote. There's a reason why you get together as a caucus and you select a nominee, because you want to cut the other party out from the process entirely. The Democrats do it to us. And if you don't do that, you end up with like the state house in Pennsylvania with a Republican majority. They just elected a Democratic speaker because you have that kind of uncertainty and chaos. So I don't want to see that. And I'd like to see us get together and
what's the
elect
condition?
Kevin.
What is the condition?
Well, I don't have any conditions. My conditions are that we rule as conservatives.
Well,
that was the only condition I ever had.
One of the concessions which we understand McCarthy has agreed to is that just one House Republican could stand up and say, we want you out of that seat. We want a vote of no confidence. We can just get rid of you at a moment's notice. Just one person has to stand up to do that. I put it to you, sir, that you can't run a Congress. You can't run the House of Representatives. You can't run the Republican Party if anybody could just stand up and kick you out.
Well, yeah, listen, Stuart, there was a major concession to go from a majority of the ruling party down to 5, which is where we're at right now. And then there's been a rumor, and I read the reports as well, that 5 goes down to 1.
Yeah.
That is really semantics at this point. We're splitting hairs. Whether it's 5 or whether it's 1, there are 20 people right now that have made it very clear that they don't have the confidence and trust in Kevin McCarthy to lead. So they got what they wanted. We all have a rule in place. Well, we have a rule in place to keep them accountable.
It's the tyranny of the minority dictating to the majority.
Yeah, I don't like it at all, quite frankly, because that's, again, why you have a caucus vote. In Texas, we had a speaker elected in 2009 with 11 Republican members and 65 Democratic members, and he ruled for 10 years like that. And I served for 6 years, and it was awful to be a conservative Republican and serve in a house like that. I don't want to see that happen in D.C. What this is doing, this chaos, is setting a horrible precedent to say, and what if, Stuart, next time that tyranny of the minority are the left-leaning members of the Republican conference? You know, it's going to happen. It's awful.
Yeah. Moments from now, the president's going to deliver remarks on border security. You represent the border state of Texas. What do you want to hear from the president, and what do you expect to hear?
What I would love for him to say is we're going to reinstitute the Wait in Mexico policy, because 99.9% of these folks that are coming across the border illegally are not economic migrants, or they're economic migrants. They're not political asylum seekers. What I'd want him to say is we're going to let the Customs and Border Patrol agents actually enforce the laws that are on the books. What I want him to say is I'm going to hold China accountable for the 80,000 fentanyl deaths we had in 2021. And the next time I see Xi Jinping, I'm going to talk to him about it. I'm going to press him on it, and I'm going to use trade as a weapon to ensure that he will do something about it and crack down on the criminals in his own country. What he will say is blah, 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 habada, habada, habada. That's what he's going to say.
The Wall Street Journal is saying, look, Biden is going to expand the use of Title 42 to begin rapidly expelling migrants. Would that satisfy you?
It's not going to satisfy me, but it's a good first step, because we have legislation that we're filing in the next Congress whenever it begins to do just that. You know, when you're, Stuart, when you're from Venezuela and you leave Venezuela to go to Colombia, you have reached political asylum. That, according to the UN's own definition, you don't need to transit through 7 more countries. Those are economic migrants, and the left is playing this game calling them asylum seekers. They're not. They're illegal immigrants.
Congressman-elect Fallon, thank you very much for joining us on what must be a very difficult and busy day for you, but we appreciate you taking time out to be with us.